guys, welcome back to Delicious Dishes. My name is Chef Ayden, and today we're going to be making bruschetta. But we're not just making one, not just two, but 3 different types of bruschetta. Okay, for our bruschetta, our ingredients are going to be some tomatoes, a baguette, some spices, which will be basil, black pepper, and salt. We're gonna have a little bit of olive oil, some honey, a little bit of garlic, some mozzarella cheese, and some goat cheese. So we're gonna start with the traditional way. What we're gonna need for this one is going to be one of the tomatoes, our garlic, some olive oil, our spices, and of course the bread. To start off, I'm going to take my tomato and cut off the ends of it. Then I'm going to cut it in half. Alright, now you don't want any of these seeds here, otherwise it will make the tomatoes soggy. So I'm just going to take my spoon and scoop all of that out. Then we can also scoop these out later if we find any more. Okay, now that I've taken the seeds out, I'm going to just cut this. Oh, there's a little bit of white, so just cut this out. Okay. There we go. Next, I'm just going to cut these into slices, and then we're going to dice them. Okay, now that I have all of my slices here, I'm just going to make each one diced. Okay, so I'm just going to take all of this and put it into my bowl. Okay, so I have my tomato right here all diced up. And then next I'm going to put in my spices, oil, and a little bit of garlic. So I'm going to take my 1 tablespoon and put in 1 tablespoon of oil. Alright, pour that in. And I'm just going to take a spoon and stir it around a little bit. Okay, now everything's covered. Next I'm going to put in 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. Spread that around. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And half a teaspoon of some dried basil. Okay, and now we're going to need to put in 1 teaspoon of garlic. There you go. Now we're just going to stir it all together until all the spices and garlic and everything is incorporated. So you just want to make sure that all these tomatoes get some spice all over them, and then make sure they're covered in a little bit of garlic. And that's it. This is the traditional way. Okay, so the next way is going to be making some Caprese Style Bruschetta. We're going to start by cutting the tomato. And just like last time, then we're going to put it into a bowl. Next, we're going to take some of our freshly sliced mozzarella and then just cut it into some dices. This is like about this size. Mozzarella is actually just my favorite cheese, so I probably love this type of bruschetta the most. Alright, next I'm just going to put all this on my plate. Alright, time to put all of these mozzarella inside. Stir it around a little bit, get all that mozzarella mixed in with the tomatoes, and then we're going to put in the same spices and the same portions, just like last time. So let me there it is. Just mix in a little bit. Next we're going to do 1 tablespoon of oil like last time. Go. That all just around. And we're going to stir that up next. Okay, then we're going to put in 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of some black pepper, and 1/2 teaspoon of basil. Okay, and 1 teaspoon of garlic. Okay, now I'm just going to break up the garlic, stir everything around a little bit. Make sure both the tomato and the mozzarella get covered up by the spices and oil and garlic. And that looks pretty delicious to me. I would eat this by itself, I mean, if I could. And now we're going to toast the bread in the oven. So first I'm going to cut a couple of pieces. And then we're going to put them onto the pan. Okay, I'm going to put these into the oven to let them get golden and crispy. So what I do is I put it in broil on the high setting. I'm going to toast it 45 seconds to 1 minute on each side. And now they're ready. Looking nice and golden. And now I'm going to take some tongs and just put them onto the plate. Done. There you go. Next it would be time to put some garlic on it to give it a nice touch. And so the little touch I'm going to put is some freshly peeled clove of garlic. I'm just going to rub it on top of the bread. And since it's warm and crunchy, it kind of acts like a grater. So it gets the garlic all in there and then absorbs the flavor of it. There we go. Awesome. Now they're all ready and they've got garlic all over them. So now I'm going to take my first one that I made, the traditional bruschetta mixture, and spoon a little bit onto there. Oh, this looks so good. Okay. Next I'm going to take my caprese mixture and spoon a little bit onto here. There we go. And now for the third one. it's a honey goat cheese bruschetta. So you're just gonna take exactly what it is, goat cheese and some honey. So I'm just gonna take my butter knife and with the goat cheese, just take some off and then spread it onto the bread like this. There we go. And then with my honey, so I'm just gonna take a little bit and then drizzle it on top. Alright, see? Honey goat cheese. Now I'm gonna do the next one and then we'll try them out. And now it's time to try them out. So I'm gonna start off with the traditional one. Ooh, that's so good. The flavors are really good. Then the tomato and the garlic and the spices, such a good combination. And it's so simple, but it's still so good. Now let's try the Caprese one. The mozzarella is nice and creamy, and even with the spices, the mozzarella is still super good. Sweet for last. Now it's time to try the honey goat cheese. It's a nice sweet and savory one, and it's not too sweet, so it's even good to have as an appetizer. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know how these turned out in the comments. Hey, it's Chef Ayden. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications.